So let's just get into some hardcore techniques, I suppose, right? That's what you want to hear. Okay? So I'm going to go through the Daygame blueprint model, which is what I came up with by basically what I was doing, before coming up with this model, what I was doing, what I was actually teaching. I missed out on part of the story. Main bit actually. I started teaching with PWA training because I went to Miami to help out Adam Lyons with his teaching thing. Not as a teacher, but just kind of helping out, you know. And I've been hanging out with Yad, I've been doing Daygame quite a bit. And I was having lunch with Gambler in this strip in Miami called Lincoln Road. And girls were walking by, and I was saying, "Oh, wait there, I'll be back in a second." And I'd run after the girls and stop them and get their number and come back to Richard. And he was like, he'd never seen anything like it. He hadn't met Yad or anything. And he was like, "What the fuck? I thought you were just the graphic designer. What the hell? This is crazy." And then I just kept doing it. And he was like, "Okay, I think we should talk at some point when I get back to London." So anyway, we had a chat, and I started helping out in the PWA training boot camps, and then that led to me becoming their kind of Daygame instructor. And I started teaching their residential students. Initially, I was the Daygame guy, but that was before me and Yad formulated the actual Daygame blueprint. That's before Daygame.com, before all that kind of stuff. So all I was doing there was not what Yad was doing. What I was doing was like hardcore, just direct. I was the direct Daygame instructor. I was going up to girls saying, "You are absolutely gorgeous." And, you know what I mean? There was no model I was following. Mine was more kind of concept based, more about inner game stuff mostly, and yeah, I remember that's what I used to teach people. It was really about your voice tonality, your eye contact, and it wasn't so much about this and this and this. It wasn't like broken down like it is now. And then I kept teaching everyone. I had like residential students for 6-hour slots. That's the thing I had. And by the end of the 6 hours, nearly every single student was just like, "This is amazing. This fuck night game. This shit's amazing. Like, I can't believe I can do this now." And that happened so much. I was like, fuck, no one's specialising in Daygame. No one's doing this. Everyone's doing mostly night game, and then they're sort of, "Oh, we teach Daygame as well," and they sort of teach what they teach in the nightclubs in the daytime, which is just not right. You know, like "Oh, we go to a mystery method boot camp. We'll teach you Daygame." What? Mystery method is a club, is a nightclub thing. How can you go up to a girl on Oxford Street and say, "Listen, have you seen the fight inside?" Right? So that's what most people are doing. They say, "Oh, well, no, but I teach Daygame as well." Well, okay, how many girls have you approached on the street? Well, no, but I've done loads of club game. Okay, fine. Like, if you ask me advice for nightclubs, I say, "No idea. Ask John." Right? But I've approached thousands and thousands of women on the streets. I've taught hundreds of guys one-on-one. And I've seen them approach thousands of approaches together, combined. So I've got this weird skill set that I can't apply to anything else, really. So I could watch you guys and say, "Oh, no, you didn't. And you said, "Oh, I'm getting flakes." And I watched you do one approach, and then I told you why you're getting flakes. Yeah? Just from that one approach. Which is weird. I can't use that skill anywhere else. But I could watch you and say, I don't even have to hear what's going on. I mean, if it's a problem that I think is more subtle, then yeah, I may be able to hear it. But otherwise, I can see, like, yeah, okay, that's what's going on. That's why you're getting flakes. That's why you can't get numbers. That's why she's leaving after a few seconds. I just know, and I'll explain that in a minute. And that's just from the experience on the streets. But in a nightclub, no idea. No idea. I've done probably less approaches in a nightclub than you guys have. Right? So then I decided, okay, I'm going to...
For how long have you been doing Daygame?
Daygame about 4 years? I think so. I lose track. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to start my own website. It was Daygame.tv at the time. It was going to be just like where I could put my videos, I could just kind of enhance my profile. And then eventually I just decided, fuck it. I just decided to do my own thing. And I bought Daygame.com for like £3,500 or something. I begged, borrowed, and stilled money just to make that happen. And then I just started to do my own thing. Then I said, "Yad, can you come out and help me out?" And Yad came on board to help me out. And then I think like a year later, after just doing podcasts and all that free stuff, we decided, okay, let's make something amazing. So I wanted to create like a system, like a formula, not just, oh yeah, be authentic, eye contact, voice tonality, something that people could really like follow, like a step-by-step thing. So I knew that me and Yad actually did something a bit different. I was all just expression and direct and that stuff, which is hard to teach. And Yad was doing his thing. So I was like, okay, let's just find out what Yad's doing, because he's done this. I've kind of, through osmosis, got stuff from Yad, but he's the original. So let's just see what Yad does. And I spent ages interviewing Yad and just asking, because Yad at the time didn't really know what he was doing. And I'd watch him and I'd say, did you realise that every time you open, you always say, excuse me, can I just say something to you really quickly? You always say that. Why do you say that? And he's not sure. And I was like, well, but, and they're like, oh, fuck, yeah, I'm okay. The reason, because like most people, most naturals, the reason why they're called naturals is because they've learned just through trial and error. They don't know why they're good. They just say, just be yourself. That's what I do. I go up and I be myself, and I do it. But then you watch them and you go, no, he's doing it. You're doing this, you're doing this. Oh, I don't know, I just go say hello. Because, that, like, as human beings, the brain is an amazing servo mechanism, which means it's a self-guided mechanism. So you watch a baby learn how to pick up a pencil, and it tries. It's like the eyes feed back to it. No, it's too far to the left. All right, okay, to the right. You know, and it's like it's trying to correct itself. It's like a missile going, of course, of course, of course, of course. And then it's like you get the pencil, and it's like, right, that was good. That what you just did there was good. And it forgets all the times you messed up. It remembers when you got it right. That's how the brain learns. But would that person be able to teach the baby how to pick up a pencil? Probably not. It's just, I just grab it. I just grab a pencil. So this is why, like, a natural who's great with women can't teach anyone how to be great with women, because he doesn't know. He just bees himself. So it's only somebody who has gone from not knowing how to be good with women. He's learnt through like steps. He can teach you how to snowboard. Snowboard? I was about to give I was about to give my snowboard example, but I just got quiet. That's great. I was going to say, like, some people grow up on a mountain and they just snowboard from an early age. They don't do snowboard lessons, right? And that person would be terrible at teaching how to snowboard. But I actually went to New Zealand and did this snowboard instruction course where I couldn't do it very well, and they taught me, like, not only how to snowboard but how to teach it. So I could teach you how to snowboard, right? But somebody who's grown up on a mountain just wouldn't be able to do it. They don't know the steps because they never went through steps. They just, I'm 4 years old and I'm snowboarding, whatever, right? So Yad was one of those people. He just learned from trial and error. He just went out on the streets. He read the game and thought, this is bullshit. Like, he didn't like clubs, right? This is like the game is very American. You know, it doesn't really work too well in English culture, especially not in Daygame. So Yad just went out there and just threw himself into girls, just through trial and error, just sort of found the way. So I wanted to break down exactly what Yad was doing. So I interviewed him, I watched him, I listened to recordings of him. And what happened after that, after months of work, was this thing I ended up calling the Daygame Blueprint, which was this kind of step-by-step framework that you follow. And because it's a framework, and it's not, you have to say this, and then say this, it's not like routine-based, it's not like a routine stack. It's a framework, and then through that framework, you can be yourself. You can kind of, and I'll explain this, I'll go through this next. Once you know the reason why you have to say something like this, you can say that, or you can make up your own thing. As long as you understand the reason why, then you can make up your own method in a way, as long as it follows the structure. And the structure is always there. You need this structure here to open, attract, build rapport, and get a girl's number on the street. A number that isn't going to flake. So I'll go through this Daygame Blueprint now. So the first thing you've got to do, and by the way, this is forged in the streets of London, Oxford Street, which is, I think, the hardest place to game in the world. New York might challenge it a little bit, but I think London is probably the hardest place. Like, I haven't been every girl I've approached in Stockholm, not one girl has not stopped and talked to me. Not one to talk to me. Not one girl. Where in London, it's different. I remember, like, we taught these guys in Oslo, and these guys have no idea how fucking easy it is in Oslo. It's crazy. Like, the guys who learn in Oslo, if they came to London, they probably wouldn't be able to do it. Because it's too easy in Oslo.
Yeah, Oslo is ridiculous. I've lived there, actually.
Yeah, it's too easy, which is a nice thing, you know. Because I think that the busier the city, and the more kind of drive and ambition there is in the city, like in New York and London and stuff, the the more people are like, oh, I've got something to do, somewhere to go, you know, and they're striving forward, and it's harder to stop them. Whereas Oslo, everyone's just chilled out, walking around, and you know,
Being stoned.
But you guys kind of have that in Stockholm, because no one's like crazy on a mission here in Stockholm. Like, yeah, there's some, but I mean, like, if you guys are living in Stockholm and you're not daygaming, it's just, to me, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. There's lots and lots of beautiful girls here. I mean, they all wear the same clothes, black leather jacket and black jeans. But I've been told that's just because of the season. I'm told in the summer they dress up nicely, or they change. Is that
They
true?
undress.
Yeah? Ooh, they wear dresses.
Yeah. Short dresses, short pants, and short skirts.
Well, I came in too late. But now it's all black leather jackets and black jeans. But that's always a nice kind of conversation starter. But the first thing you need to do is stop the girl. It's the first thing you need to do. A lot of guys, they forget this and they just go over there and just blurt out a compliment. You know, I like you. And the girl's like, well, you know, you've got to imagine that the girl is thinking about whatever, thinking about her life, and she's walking along, and you need to pace her reality first. You need to come in there and just get her attention first, because she's not going to be listening for stuff. So if you just go over there and go, oh, excuse me, she's not paying attention. So the first part of the Daygame blueprint model is something we call the unconventional interruption. And it's literally what it says in the tin. You're interrupting her in an unconventional way. And the reason why it's got to be unconventional is because if you open her in a way which is, I mean, in fact, this applies to game everywhere, in nightclubs. This is why they say open a girl indirectly with like an opinion opener. Because what that is an unconventional interruption. Because what's unconventional will be different in every environment. What's unconventional in a nightclub isn't going up to her going, oh, you look real nice, you look really fit. That's kind of conventional, some drunk guy, right?